This deck is probably the most complex deck I've played so far, and I'm a top 60 Gwent player. So I have not been playing Nilfgaard for long. In fact, I have 20 games under my belt. Pretty much lost the first 8 of my first 10 games and then started winning some, and now more like a 55-60% win rate in casual mode to start. So this deck here, if you're new to Gwent, I do not recommend that you start playing Nilfgaard. In fact, it should be maybe your third faction or fourth faction that you learn. Very, very difficult. So, with that said, it's also the weakest faction. And it's weak because some of the cards are a little underpowered. Now, here's the deck that I'm playing right now. Really, really fundamental that you have every one of these cards to make this work. They're very congruent with each other. If you're just starting out though and you're wondering what do I get first, you want to get Roach. Roach is the #1 best card to get into the game, get into your collection rather as soon as possible, because it's so versatile. It's a neutral card. You should always try and create your neutral cards first and use them in a lot of different decks. So Roach is used pretty much by every faction except, I'd say, monsters. As for some of the other silvers in this deck, Operator is a combination card with Cantarella as well as Decoy. So sometimes this combination is called COD, C-O-D, and Cantarella is really, really op because of it. So basically, you play this card. It's immune to weather. It's a power 12 when it's spying, and it allows you to draw a card. And if you play this combination correctly, you end up having a Cantarella. Then you duplicate it, so there's a Cantarella in your opponent's hand and 2 of them in your hand. And so you play your 2. You get 2 cards. Then your opponent plays his 3rd, he gets his card, and then you decoy it back over to the other side, and you get your 3rd card. And that 3rd card is awesome. It's card advantage. It's really, really important to the Nilfgaard. And in addition to that, you also can use your leader ability, which is move all spying non-gold units to your side of the battlefield. So as you can imagine, when you move a bunch of those spies back over, they're super, super powerful and helps you win that round. Nilfgaard in general, I say, is very keen to forfeit 1 round very early on and go all in on 2 of those rounds. Very, very important you go all in on one of those rounds for sure. So when I say all in, that means play lots and lots of cards until your opponent stops playing their cards. So COD, that is the biggest combo of this deck. Combat Engineer, so after you've done a combo and you've got a bunch of all of these spies, so you can play an ambassador, or an emissary, which plays the top bronze unit of your deck. You can combo these emissaries into each other and into ambassadors. So let's say you got 4, 5, 6 spies on the other side of the board. You play an Impera Brigade, which gains 3 strength for each spy unit. So typically speaking, you're fundamentally going to have a ton of power on the melee row in a very, very short manner, and you can get these cards up to 20, 30 power very, very rapidly. Once you have them at 20 and 30 power, that's great. You're going to win that round, no doubt, unless they scorch you, unless they use a card to destroy it. But then you can use your engineer to keep it on for the next round. Alba Spearman is kind of just a kind of a random card, standalone, doesn't combo with pretty much anything, and it's just built as a way to make sure you have some sort of creature to play on your side that doesn't require a combo. So really, really kind of one of the weaknesses of most combo decks is the inability to play something without a combo. This is that card that fills that gap. Operator somewhat does a tiny bit, but for the most part, it's pretty combo heavy. Now, D-Bomb I have kind of found to be a little weak in this deck, but is fundamental to winning certain matchups. You have to play it because of that. Sometimes D-Bomb can combo with Letho, which basically, so this card, very, very complex card, because you have to play it just right. If you're playing against, say you're playing against dwarves, for example, and they've got some defenders on the ground. You play Letho, and you destroy all those dwarves. Well, at least they're not coming back the next round or the following round after that. But that round, you basically played a gold card that doesn't add any power to the board. Well, let's say you get this Letho up to 30 power. Well, you could D-bomb it. It's a 30 power silver, and then you can use your leader ability to steal it back over. You can also use Treason to steal it back over after you D-bombed it. It's a pretty weak play in my mind, and I've been struggling on trying to figure out how to use lethal to its optimal power. I'm sure I'm probably underutilizing it though at this time, so I'm going to continue trying to figure that out. I would say that the real important thing in this deck is making sure that you play your combination of small spies and big spies correctly and make that work. First lights you typically are for weather, but they're kind of back up to thinning out your deck for bronze units. Finally, let's talk about the 3 other gold cards in this deck. So Stefan kind of helps you set up your combo deck. Choose any card in your deck, shuffle, and then put it on top. The Vilja Forts, if I'm saying that correctly, destroy any non-gold units. So basically, this is the simplest combo in the deck. You're almost 100% of the time going to combo this with Roach. So you play Vilg, Roach automatically spawns, you then kill Roach, Roach goes to your graveyard, and then you can draw a card and play it. Now, in a worst case scenario, you could also destroy an opponent's card if it's really, really super op. They do get to then play a card again, so you got to keep that in mind. So I'd say that's a pretty good summary on how the Spy deck works. I'll play one round to give you kind of a world taste test of how that works out. And here we go. Queuing up. All right, we've got our opponent here. Let's see who we're playing against.
You want peace?
Northern Realms.
Onward, sons of Nilfgrad!
So you'll see here I'm 6-10 so far. Still learning how to operate these combos. Very complex deck. So I've got my O and C of my combo, and I've got my decoy. So I've got my full combo here. So let's see, what do we need a mulligan then? So probably want to ditch one of the first light. Picked up a gold, good. Probably want to keep one in brigade, ditch one ambassador. Pretty much have straight golds at this point. We'll keep the hand. So we can open up with our combo here. And he's playing Henslet. So since he's playing it so early, the question is, are we going to play into it? Or are we going to try and kill it? Or are we going to just pass? I think I'm going to kill it.
An interesting choice.
So I'm going to just kind of let it sit on the board for a little bit.
Burak!
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
So we can kill it with Letho here. And then he can't bring it back from the graveyard either, which is important. Okay, he's going to promote it. So this is probably when we want to kill our own stuff. Because he doesn't have a way to kill my stuff now.
I don't want to die.
And since we're 28 points up, it's probably worth passing.
Men of Kedwen, attack!
Yeah, because you have to burn a lot of cards to catch up.
What do you want of me?
Nice Tedatu.
So we're coming out super far ahead because of the card advantage. So we really need to hit a combat engineer on a super big brigade. That's our game plan for this round.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Honey, are you speaking in the third person?
Tiny bit.
Makes you sound crazy.
We don't have anything on our battlefield right now, so we're going to put that on the bottom.
Let's show him what real art is.
We promoted it to gold, so we can't steal it back. Kind of wish we had some sort of... Alright, this is the best way to do it. So we'll renew.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night sky. No passage.
That worked out well. Got our spearman. So this is a case example of how we needed something on our board, not related to a combo, and we hit it. Which is great.
No one can hide from me.
Probably okay to take it, but I'm trying to fish for a little... Got it.
Temerian, that's what matters.
A shame I have no time.
Alright, we comboed into a double emissary.
Yalde Crowfair.
Could be better.
Interesting.
should have damaged the spearmen. That was a mistake on his part.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
Sure. Be glad to.
He's gonna res his dragon.
Burak!
Not much I can do here. He is passing. Okay, we have a chance because of that. So if we play, that's not going to be enough. So I think we just try and play around the cards we're going to lose. We have to figure out which card to burn here. So we know Brigade's dead. We may just have to burn the decoy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Erigor.
Now we're gonna have to get a double brigade down.
That is what you folk lack.
We're gonna be so short on cards we're gonna slash around. And it's brutal. We have to use every single one.
I shall not repeat Emir's mistakes.
Super brutal. We just have no option though. So we're going in the last round with 2 cards down, and I'm drawing a treason because I poorly played this out. That's what you get for learning Nilfgrad on the trial and run though. Question is, can he beat 27? Still can't believe I'm put treason on top. Luckily I can exchange it into a lacerate, which I can't use. Awesome. 3 cards, 27. I bet he wins.
What do you
this.
want of me?
There's at least 6. Maybe. Yeah, we won. Wow. Hair work, chin, chin, chin. We did not win that because of good plays, though. Alright, that gives you kind of an idea of how that deck operates. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.